Afternoon.
How we doing?
Good.
Good to see you out there. Did you like what you see out there?
Oh, yeah, a lot of hard work. Learning a new scheme is different coming in and just having about 2 hours to meet and then go out and practice. But those guys ran around well.
Do you have an update on Tomlin? It looked like he left with an injury.
No update yet.
What was your first impression of seeing Desmond Watson in person?
I mean, I've seen him before. He looks just as impressive before as he does now. So, he's a huge man. He's got a lot of size.
What do you think about that interception from Jacob Parrish?
He's got a good pick and good to see him do some things. Again, it's T-shirt and shorts, but it's good to see him make a first impression.
Todd, of the undrafted guys, not necessarily even from what you saw today, but just who they are and the need you have, are there guys from that group that you're most interested to see more of them moving forward?
I am. I mean, there's quite a few of them actually, but I think we got to wait till we get in pads before we take a real good look at them. Today was just a first part of them getting used to the scheme on both sides of the football. I want to see a little bit more tomorrow as they get comfortable and just see them let their hair down a little bit and play.
Looked like everyone handled the heat pretty well.
We'll see what happens when I go in here and see this training room list. I saw a few at the end that there could be some casualties involved in this.
Can you appreciate that, some of these guys, it's their NFL moment. One of your players walked in and he saw all of us and he was like, oh no. He was a little overwhelmed by just the media. Do you give them time to get used to, oh my goodness, I'm in the NFL now?
They get the plane right over here, and they get to go in that locker. After that, I don't think you have time to think about it. It's everybody's dream as a young man coming out of college, and to reach part of it as far as getting here is a commendment to all of them. Then we got to see which ones stick. We can't keep everybody, unfortunately. So, but it's a big part of their dream coming true, and that's good to see.
Was it good to see Morrison moving around out there? And just how much, will you guys have a schedule for how much he will do in OTAs until you get to camp? Or?
It was very good to see him move around. I think he's okay. I just think he has to get in shape now. So we got to monitor where he is as far as what kind of program he needs. But I think he'll be fine. We're really looking forward to having him in training camp. But if he can come out and do some things in OTAs, that would be a big bonus.
What do you want to see from Shilo Sanders? What would he have to do to kind of force his way into that safety picture?
Well, like the rest of the safeties, I mean, he's very intelligent. He's very loud. You can hear him today making calls and everything. So he got a good grasp of things day one. There was about 3 or 4 of them that did. He was one of them. But you got to make plays in pads, obviously. That's what it comes down to, knowing what to do and then doing it consistently and constantly getting better every day.
Was he I know we're in shorts and T-shirts, but was he the fastest player in the field today?
No.
Who was?
Parrish.
Your offensive line, you bring back all 5 starters, obviously, but Hainsey's gone, School's gone, so the backup jobs are a little bit more up for grabs. Are there guys out there that can make the 53 on the offensive line right now?
There are guys out there that we think can have a chance to make the 53. Again, offensive linemen are more judged in pads than in shorts and T-shirts, so all of them look good size-wise, but offensive linemen are supposed to. And we lost some experience from a mental standpoint with Schooley and with Hainsey, but from a playing standpoint, Klein's been coming on very well, and we'll see what the rest of them have to do once we get in pads.
What kind of things do you need to see from Desmond Watson, to where you feel like he could, have a place on this team? And when you bring in a guy of that stature, like, just what kind of goes through your mind? I know people have suggested, oh, well, that's the antidote to the tush push, for instance. I mean, do you see him as being like a package type player for you?
Well, you got to make the team, first of all. Right now, we just got to see how long he can stay on the field and put him on the program where we think he can make some progress. I think that's the biggest thing for us to do right now. We didn't get him and say, hey, we got to put you on the field right now. It's, hey, we can try to put you on this program and see what we can come up with and see if we can get our endurance better and have him become a better player that way, then kind of see where he is. So to judge him right now is very early, and we didn't get him for the tush push. We got him because we really thought he could play. It's just a matter of getting up to a point where he can play more than 2 or 3 plays a down.
And do you have any particular body composition goals for him where you feel like this is a healthy weight that he can play at, where he can still utilize his strength, but also, keeping him safe out there?
Our strength staff and nutritionists are still working through that, and we're coming up with a plan for him that we'll have for him that go by in the summer and see how he comes back to training camp and keep working from there.
Coach, what do you look for from a guy like David Walker when there's no pads on? What are you kind of looking for?
Well, we saw the quickness, obviously, early today, and he was probably the best T-shirt and helmet player we had out there today from that standpoint, but just understanding the scheme. The terminology is different. There are a lot of things we're asking him to do differently, so to see him move around and get comfortable with that, it will be an important thing for him.
Tiz Johnson, what did you think of your impressions of him seeing him on the grass, just his moves or just in general?
I mean, he's quick. He's a quick player. We know he's quick. We know he's fast. We know he can run routes. We know he's a receiver. When you're that light, you have to be very quick, and he's very quick. So be interested to see going forward how he learns more.
Is he kind of a natural kick returner type?
He's a natural punt returner. I'm not sure about kick returner, but he's a natural punt returner.
Speak to getting Mike Caldwell back and just how good that is to see him back on the grass, and also how Charlie Strong is acclimating himself to the staff.
It's been great to have Caldwell back. I mean, he's been with us for a long time. He's been with me for a long time. And, you know, he yelled out a play to the backers before it happened today. And I really knew he was back because he was calling out plays. And I asked him to get a helmet if he was going to yell the plays out. But at least I know he hadn't changed much. So it's been great to see him back. He fits right in. I mean, with George, Larry, Kevin, Nick, Rashad, Tim, Fitz, all of them. He fits right in with those guys and Charlie. Charlie's come in every time a player comes in. I feel like Charlie's coached them because he knows them all from high school to every college in the country. So Charlie's kind of like Uncle Remus, so to speak. But he's a very good technician. He has a very good understanding of the game. He has a very good relationship to players.
Uncle Remus, huh?
Todd,
That's the best I got.
while the team didn't draft an inside linebacker, what do you make of John Bullock, the guy from Nebraska?
He's vocal. Right now he's vocal. I got to see more, but just the first day next to Shilo, he's probably one of the more vocal players right there, so he knows what he's doing. Just got to see more and him getting comfortable in the system, and it looks like he'll be a good teams player, so he'll be a guy I'd be interested in.
Heavy on the Nebraska guys in an undrafted free agency, huh?
I wonder why is that.
You mentioned Shilo. You have a really unique vantage point because, you know, you have two sons that are entering your domain being the football world. What is that like when you've obviously had a high degree of success in the football realm, and suddenly your children are entering that space, right? And as a parent, you want to protect them and you want to be involved, but at the same time, you know, there's that balance between like forging, you know, a path for themselves. I mean, what just is that like for you as a parent, seeing your children, you know, start to have more and more success in football and you know, start to approach this level?
I think you're always going to be a parent first and put your kids first. Any parent in the country want to see their kids succeed no matter what. I mean, I've coached former players' kids before, so this is nothing new. I mean, Deion understands the game. When we were in Miami with Casey, Casey's son came with us from Miami, so I've had quite a few players' sons from that standpoint. But as a father, when your sons try to make it, you're always looking at it as a father first. As long as their dreams come true and you get to see them as a parent, that's really the main thing you want to see. You want your kids to be better than what you were and do better than what you were, and that's all you can hope for. You understand the business from a coaching standpoint. You understand we have a job to do, and it kind of goes from there.
And how do you balance the desire to want to be involved with, at the same time, you know, your professional obligations and also the fact that, you know, you're not the coach of Michigan, for instance, you know, like how do you kind of balance that?
I've never gotten involved in my kids' sports with coaches from peewee ball to high school ball to college ball. If they have questions, they come home and we'll watch some tape, but I've never questioned a coach, how they do things, or any player from any university, high school, or peewee ball. I let them play. I teach them how to play in the spring. They know what's right and wrong. They'll ask the right questions, and they're very supportive. I'm very supportive of them that way, and I let them play, and if they're good enough to play, they play. But you teach them all they need to know, and you go from there.
Coach, has Hassan Reddick been part of the offseason program so far?
He's been in and out like a few people.
Coach, I talked to all the draft picks, their position coaches, and one thing that rang true with all of them, obviously their character, but their tendencies of practicing and preparing, and they said they all did it already like pros. Have you seen that so far from just the draft picks, that, you know, their attention to detail as far as preparing for this practice, having this short amount of time, and then going over there and putting it out there?
I think it's a little early for that, and I think everybody's attentive right now because everybody's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and everything is new. We'll see when the vets come in and it gets to be an everyday grind, how they pick up things and how they treat it from day to day.
Todd, you're at that point in the offseason where you've gone through the draft, you've gone through free agency, you kind of know what you have right now. Are there any positions on either side of the ball that you see as potential spots you might still try and sign someone before the start of camp?
It's possible. I'm not going to say we never will, but we're always looking right now. If we can add somebody that adds value to us and then bring something to the table, we probably will. It's got to fit all the way around, whether they fit from a team standpoint and a financial standpoint. So we're always looking, so I'll never say never.
With Parrish, obviously he does have the height disadvantage, but you saw the leaping ability today on that pick. I mean, is the idea to be able to potentially move him around? Do you like him better at a nickel spot? Could he play outside in a pinch? Or are you leaving the door open for things? What do you think the plan is for him?
No, he can't play outside in a pinch. He can play outside. He can play outside corner. We got him learning nickel. I'm very comfortable with him outside. He can start corner in this league probably for anybody. And he can play inside as well. So that's the beauty of him. He's not just a nickel. I think he's an outside corner first and then a nickel second. So the fact that he plays inside is just a bonus for us, and we have a few guys that play inside. So it helps us from a matchup standpoint, from a game plan standpoint, which one could play nickel at which time. So it keeps a lot of people guessing.
Coach, can you talk about your relationship with the Morrison family, his dad and Mom?
Oof. I mean, I played with his dad back in Washington for a year or two back in early 90s. Haven't talked to him much since then, so we don't have much of a relationship, but we had a great one when we played together. And he texted me after the draft, and we chatted via text that way, but we were very close when we were playing together, but it's been a long time since then. He's changed, I've changed, and, it's gone from there. But he was a heck of a guy, and just talking to his son, you can tell he's a heck of a person, too, and he did a heck of a job raising him and his mom, so just a good guy all the way around.
You talk about ball hawks. That's what jumps out, right, with Morrison, is that whether he's got his back to the quarterback or his face, and he seems to find the ball.
He's got very good ball skills. He's got very good awareness, and then that's what you like about him. He's got very good awareness and ball skills and competes. So, I look forward to that challenge and him getting out there every day and seeing that come to fruition.
Are you looking to play more press with your corners this season? Hopefully get home with 4 so you can do that?
We'll see how the health is depending on the scheme. We're looking to play a little more man and zone from man up front from a press standpoint. So it'll be mixed up. You never want to do too much of one thing because people are going to get a beat on that. So you're going to have to play some off and have to play some zone.
So, Coach, can you give a quick recap on how you think today went?
It was hot. Guys ran around. They had a lot of energy early on. Some of them got to get used to the heat. That's really not from the South from that standpoint. But overall, there were some positive things on tape, and we just got to keep building.
Thank you.
Yep.